Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. One of my tips is to unprocess your food or make those ultra processed foods, takeout foods, restaurant foods at home. Today, I'm actually going to make something that kind of falls into all three. I'm going to make potato skins for my kid, which he absolutely loves. You can obviously get the ultra processed ones at the grocery store. I know Fridays makes them, some stores make them. I think like Farm something or other makes them, and like the white with the green. You can obviously get them as an app at a restaurant, and you can obviously also order them takeout, whether it be that the pizza place you go to serves them or whether you're going through DoorDash. So this is a recipe that you can save lots of money on and still end up uh, ahead. It's better health-wise, it's better for your pocketbook, it's better overall. So today's recipe is going to be potato skins, and I'm going to go through, I got this 3-pound bag of potatoes for 99 cents. I am going to go through the potatoes. I'm going to pick out the biggest ones, and then I'm going to make some baked potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera so you can see how simple it is to wash the potatoes and how easy it is to do. So my basic setup, I have the potato brush. You're definitely going to want to wash your potatoes because they grow in dirt. A fork to poke it, and then I'll just toss it in the tavala, which I don't think you can see because of the way the camera is, but you can kind of see that's where the tavala is. So it's really simple. I prefer to do it in hot water. That is definitely a me thing. Russets are obviously bigger. You can use russets, red potatoes, or gold. You could probably use white too. So I simply poke it a couple of times. Never forget to poke your baked potatoes. They will explode whether you use the microwave or the oven. I do find that it's more... Oh, this was small because I wasn't watching. That's okay. I do find it more important to pay attention... Or, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I do find it more important to bake them for these than to use the microwave, because using the microwave you are going to the skin's not going to be right. You need the skins to be more firm. I'm going to pause here while I do this. Okay, so this one, as I was doing it, it did have a bad part. Wrong thing. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of cut that out. I may still be able to use half of this. I might not be able to. It may just end up as a baked potato, and that's fine. So just because your potato has a bad spot doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Anyways, I'm going to get these in the oven. They will bake for about 40 to 45 minutes. I'm probably going to start, because they're all smaller, I'm going to probably start around 35 minutes at 350 degrees. And that's one thing that helps. You definitely want, if you have bigger potatoes, then your standard cooking times are fine. But everybody's kind of calculating for like a larger, a medium-sized russet potato. These are obviously smaller, so you're going to want to calculate the time down because it's going to take less time to cook a smaller potato. Okay, I did kind of want to show you one thing that is important. You want them all to have enough space. You don't want them touching each other. You don't want them touching the wall. So I just sprayed Pam or whatever on the sheet. Then I'm going to carefully cut the potato in half. See, nice and easy. Should probably put that actually to the side. And then I just take a spoon and I carefully scrape out the center so that I have a hollow point in there. You don't want it too empty. Enough room on my tray for all of them, so I'll set these aside and finish those up while these ones are in the oven. You can see I'm also saving the inner potato. I can make baked potatoes. I could make some of them twice baked potatoes. I could, I'll probably make my kid potato pancakes, but pretty simple. So I already sprayed the tray, and then I'm going to just simply, I prefer to do it over over the sink just because it's neater. I'm going to spray the tops, and then I'm going to turn all of these over. Because essentially I want, so in a restaurant, they're typically going to fry them. So you definitely want to have some oil on these skins. Then again, over the sink. Oil on the outside. Then I'm going to put them in the oven. I'm going to bake at 425. I'm going to start with 9 minutes. If it's a cold oven, I do 10. Rest of the potatoes. And I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so I have cut all of these. Scrape them out. Spoons in the sink. In order to be able to quickly transfer those in like 6 minutes, I'm just going to spray these. Then I'll be able to put them on, spray the tops, and go. And I'll set those aside. So now I have all these leftover potatoes. Now, in America, we are taught to boil our potatoes. But apparently that's not actually the right way to do mashed potatoes. You are supposed to bake them and mash them. And I did try it, and I really do like it. So I kind of just measure out, since it's for my kid and my kid doesn't count calories, I just measure out, I'd say, I guess like 2.5 tablespoons of butter. And then I'll just mash it by hand. The butter will kind of melt. And then I'll add more butter or milk as necessary. That's what they look like. Try another spoon to kind of stir it up and show you. So tomorrow I'll add an egg to this. And I'll make him potato pancakes for. Okay, so the tivala is just about done, and I'll have to switch out the other potato skins to get those all baked and done. Typically, you could just flip these all over and fill them. But since I have more potato skins to bake, I am going to carefully set them aside onto a plate. And you can kind of see how they're cooked on the edges and they're kind of browned on the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to take these potato skins that I have and you can see the difference. That's the difference between the cooked and the uncooked still. And it just creates a better overall texture. Okay, so these, because they were in a hot oven, actually finished in about 10 minutes. Each potato skin is going to get approximately a teaspoon or so of bacon, like half teaspoon to a teaspoon. And then I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of cheese in each of these. And then I add just a little bit of bacon over on the end. Just lightly kind of top it with bacon. My kid really likes bacon. I'll put this back in the oven again at 425 degrees. I want to melt the cheese, kind of get it bubbling. So I will put it in for about 9 minutes. And hit start, and I'll be back in 9 minutes. Okay, so the first batch is about to come out of the oven. I should probably also mention, I use more bacon on mine than most people, and less cheese, because that's my kid's preference. So it could slightly alter it, but I want to see how much I have. So the other ones are 7 ounces. Looking at the things, the total I spent on ingredients, assuming that I only used them for this recipe, was $5.18. But the total I actually used worth of the ingredients, here, let me let me put it up a little bit so I'm not like talking to whatever, was $2.64. I figured it out on a per ounce basis, and it was, how much was it per ounce? I don't remember, but comparing it to Fridays was $12.69. DoorDash ranged from $10.49 to $13 compared to 57 cents based on what I spent for my things. So that overall was a $515.84 savings to a $630.24 savings, depending on whether, and that's before tip. I mean, once you add in tip and fees and everything, it's even more. And then if you go to the grocery store, the generic Meyer ones were $9.49 for a 26 ounce. And when you calculate the difference, it was $6.61 on a per ounce basis savings difference. And that's $343.72 a year. So you're looking at saving anywhere from $350 to well over $600 per year if you do this once a week. Obviously, you can change. It doesn't always have to be potatoes. You can change to cheese sticks. You can change to whatever. Honestly, the cheese sticks I would just get at the grocery store. It's a lot of work to make cheese sticks by hand, and you still have to use the string cheese, which is kind of not really cost effective. But my kid is getting what would be takeout or a restaurant or an ultra processed food instead of going to DoorDash, instead of getting it in the frozen section. It's not taking up room in my freezer because obviously the bag of cheese and the bag of bacon, even in the refrigerator, take up a lot less room than that giant box. So today's recipe was potato skins. It's part of my unprocess your food and save that money instead of doing delivery or going out or getting the ultra processed food in the frozen section. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully the editing on this goes okay because I'm running way over. And let me know if there's any recipes you want to see a different way to make them. Again, this isn't as unprocessed because bacon and cheese in their natural state are a more processed food, but hopefully you liked it. Thank you all so much. Again, I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So please, if you want to hear more tips, if you want to see more recipes, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.